shall not fear no man but God. Though I walk through the valley of death, shed so many tears. I sit down before I wake.
Well, Pac, man, and how he has really left his imprint on the world. And I remember we having a conversation, and you were saying, like, I wish he could really see the love. Like, explain that to the people that didn't have that privilege.
Yeah, because I always felt like he ain't feel as though he was appreciated for what he was doing while he was still here. You know what I mean? And he even was saying, you know, they gonna miss me when I'm gone. You know what I mean? And I think he was saying they gonna miss my realness. You know what I mean? Because it ain't a lot left like me.
Right.
And he realized that he was one of a kind, and that, you know, just, you know, I mean, no disrespect to nobody else, but his contemporaries at the time, you know, ain't have his background. You know what I'm saying? They have his belief system. They had the things that made him who he was. You know what I mean? So he understood that he was a rarity. You know what I'm saying? He would always, you know, kind of point to that fact.
Right. So, I mean, can anybody that you can kind of, when you look at him, they remind you of him, like, that's in the industry, there's anybody that's out there that you'd be like, not as far as lyrics, or just as that person, like that niggas don't go all the time, man. And it's that realness. Is any artist out there that kind of
I always see bits and pieces, you know what I'm saying, in different artists, you know what I'm saying? And I understand that a lot of these cats was, you know, 10, 13, 15 years old. Pac was at his, you know, his apex. So, of course, they were somewhat influenced, you know what I mean? And took a little page out of his book, but, you know what I mean? Yeah, you can see that in a lot of artists, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. You sound like you got somebody in mind. Who you think?
I don't know, man. You know, to be for real, Buck did for me, you know what I'm saying? Buck kind of gave me some flashes, of, you know what I'm saying?
That's a good one you said right there, you know what I mean? You know, and shout out, and let me, I would be remiss if I ain't shout out Tip.
Tip, that's right, yeah, definitely.
I ain't seen Tip in a while, but when I first met Tip, you know what I mean, Tip was a genuine dude, you know what I mean? We came out here to the South. If you heard the Better Days album, that was an album that I co-executive produced and helped put together and produce. And me and Castro handpicked T.I., you know what I mean? T.I. we met T.I. in Greenbrier. He was handing out his CDs, his in the street CDs.
Get out, man.
You know what I'm saying? We just struck up a rapport with him. You know what I mean? He started coming to the crib, recording. We would go to his spot recording, you know what I mean? Rocking with the whole PSC. You know, hit Magic City, got to a couple fights with the niggas, you know what I mean? And the whole shit. They'll tell you about it. Tip know what it is. But Tip definitely was one that had that belief in himself that, you know, was reminiscent of Pac, because Pac he had so much belief in his ability and what he was about to do to the rap game even before he was famous, you know what I mean? Like, people, you know, for a long time they was calling him Bishop because the movie Juice was so big.
Right.
They ain't even really respect him for his music yet. You know what I'm saying? But he was like, yo, I'm gonna show these motherfuckers my name Tupac. You know what I mean? Bishop was a character.
Right.
And eventually, you know, he outshined the movie. You know what I mean? Like, Juice is just, you know, a notch in the belt. Everybody known for that music.
Right. And that's funny that you say Tip, man, because I tell my kids in the program, I do the pop program all the time, that, like, all the years I've known him, he always on page one when I see him. He ain't never on no different. It's always, what's up, what, I don't care where he at, go. Love, you know, and a nigga that's in music, you don't really see that too often with the artists, man. You don't, man. If you keep it on 1,000, you won't really see it. I'm gonna say somebody, man, that I might get some flack on, and this is a new cat, but I'm going off of kind of like, I wouldn't say instinct, but some kind of telling me, because some in interviews and something like that, and he ain't really start displaying none of this yet. I just kind of can sense it, and I'm gonna step out, man. I think I ain't even gonna say it. Nah, I ain't gonna do it, man.
Stop playing.
I ain't even gonna do it, man. Rich Homie Quan, man.
Oh yeah.
Rich Homie Quan, man. I don't know. I never met him.
I ain't never met him either.
I ain't never met him.
And all I heard was that one record. And, you know what I mean? My young homie Actual be working with him, and he was telling me that he was coming like about 4 or 5 months ago. He was like, yo, I'm telling you, Rich Homie coming even before Some Type of Way record blew up. And I was like, who was Rich Homie Quan? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm from the old school. I'm like, Rich already? What you rapping for? You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? Shout out to Rich Homie. I like the record. You know what I'm saying? You know, Pezo, you give him that stamp. That's heavy.
I mean, there's a lot of them out there, man. I feel that got pieces of. I just seen a little flash. Him, you know what I'm saying? I like the whole TDE movement. Like when I met Kendrick, man, and I seen him perform, he was like one of the top performers I ever seen as far as on stage, man. You gotta see it. It's an experience.
I was always the one that was into the music, you know what I mean? Like when it came to that studio shit, like even prior to, you know, All Eyes on Me and Machiavelli, you know, while Pop was locked up, I supervised the mixing of Me Against the World. You know what I mean? I did a sequence on that whole album.
Get out
of here, man. Yeah, because Pop was locked up.
Okay.
He was locked up because he always knew if Pop was at the board, I was sitting right next to him. You know what I mean? Watching how where the drops go at, where the bass line coming at. You know what I mean? Because I'm a producer myself as well as a rapper, so all that shit interests me. You know what I mean? While everybody else chilling, smoking, drinking, I'm at the board with Pop the engineer. You know what I mean? The producer. You know what I'm saying? Wow. So he always knew that about me. So he always held me in that high regard. And even after he passed, his mom knew that. So she entrusted me with that mission too. You know what I mean? From the first Posthumous album all the way up until the last one, I had something to do with all of them. Whether I was producing, picking singles, you know what I mean, picking features, artists to hop on records. You know what I mean? I had my hand in that some kind of way. Not always as much as I wanted.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you got to deal with labels, you got to deal with the Jenny Iovines of the world, and this one and that one. So, you know, not as much as I wanted, but, you know, enough to, I felt like the music kept its credibility and kept Pop essence in the music. That was my main thing, you know what I mean? If I felt like he wouldn't rock with it, I'd be like, man, scratch that. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of shit that got scratched.
I know that y'all was around each other a lot. You know, when you're around in groups and stuff like that, you're gonna get into debates and arguments. You remember any like debate or disagreement that y'all got into that nobody?
Oh man, we got into plenty of them, man. You know what I mean? Because we was knuckleheads, Pete.
What else stick out in your mind?
We was knuckleheads. Yeah, probably you know, Pop was real concerned about us running the streets of LA. You know what I mean? Because we used to like to get in them streets and just, you know what I mean, when it wasn't work time, we want to do our thing, you know what I mean? And we still young, you know what I mean? So we want to go out, holler at girls, you know what I mean? We want to go down, we want to go to the hood, we want to see Crenshaw, you know what I mean? We want to go to Compton, you know what I mean? We starting to get homies from out there that got love for us. So they like come to the hood and we like, you know, we ain't scared of no hood, nowhere in the world, you know what I mean? So it be days we be all in Compton, and I remember one time he just put us on lockdown for like a week or two, like, man, y'all motherfuckers come over here to the mansion, come over here, y'all niggas can't leave. Y'all doing too much. I'm hearing y'all was in Compton last night. What the fuck y'all doing in Compton, man?
That's what's up.
Yeah, you know, he was protective like that. You know what I mean, around his little brothers, you know what I mean?
And one time to all the Outlawz, man, Castro, everybody,
definitely.
man.
Hussein Fatal, Young Noble, Castro, Napoleon, Stormy Coleman.
Stormy overseas now, doing his thing.
Australia.
Right. Chilling.
Definitely.
So how did he influence this, man? How did he influence this, right? This is a real hot mixtape. One time for Hood Rich, man. Scream, everybody over Hood Rich, man.
My brother DJ X-Rated too.
X-Rated.
Hosted it. And definitely comedic legend Mike Epps.
Oh, that's right.
Salute Mike Epps for getting down with me on the project
Coalition DJs, man. Funky X, I see you.
Salute. Yeah, the way he influenced this, as you can see here on the cover, I got Pimp C on the cover, I got Malcolm X, and I got myself.
Right.
And the letters OG. You know what I'm saying? So all of them had an influence on this project. But if you listen to it from song number 1 to the last song, it's basically, you know, my life in this business. You know what I mean? And the things that I went through, ups and downs, highs and lows, from track 1. And the first track is called Thug Life 2013.
Yeah, I love that.
it's just some more of that attitude, some more of that feeling, that vibe from like 93, 94, when we was heavy on the grind and we had a lot to prove. I feel like that's where I'm at again. You know what I mean? At this point in my career, I still got a lot to prove. All accomplishments, the platinum albums, the tours and all that, that's cool. But I'm starting like from day one right now. So that's why you hear that attitude, that's why you hear that aggression. And that's how Pac influenced this. I went back to, when he was on the grind, he was just mashing, you know what I mean? He was just, his music just had that attitude because you just got something to prove and you want to let everybody know it.
Right. It's gonna show is my thing right here, man.
Appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna show. That's definitely one I'll be putting on a repeat. But the Thug Life, the first song of the track after Mike Epps get finished, doing his 1-2 thing. I love that, man. Especially with Pac on, on the hook. You know what I mean? It's just. It really gives me that essence of him. And when I heard it, I ain't gonna front. When I heard it, I was shocked. I was like, okay, this is a real good piece. Even though I know that you're gonna give me a good piece, but I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, a lot of people say that, man, and that's funny, man. A lot of people's like, yo, man, I was shocked how good it was, and I was like, oh yeah, man, y'all ain't even heard the album. You know what I mean? The album called The Hope Dealer is coming out later this year or next year. Oh yeah, it's called The Hope Dealer. And if y'all love this right here, y'all gonna really have to salute me then, because the Hope Dealer's on a whole nother page, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to my homeboy BT, talented producer out of the A. He gonna definitely be working with me on it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I'm working with young, hungry cats. You know what I'm saying? I ain't necessarily, stressing no big name producer out there, because it's the ones that's in their room every day making these beats that really go hard. That's really gonna give you that fire. You know what I mean? Cats that's, got a few platinum records, they start getting their little homies and putting their name on their beats.
Right. You ain't trying to have that.
I don't want your C-level beats, man. I want that A game, because when I go in the booth, that's what I'm gonna give you. I ain't giving you no leftover rhymes. I ain't giving you no recycled shit. It's gonna be all brand new.
Brand new.
That's what I'm asking for the producers too.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? I appreciate the love from the project though, man. I just want to get it to as many ears as possible. You could download it anywhere. It's online on iTunes, live mixtapes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Or you can go to my website, o-4-l.com, you know what I mean, and pick it up there.
Hey man, it's been a pleasure. You know what I'm saying, to chop it up with you once again. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Always love, man. You know what I'm saying?
You're a last of a dying breed, P.
We both are,
know that.
We both are, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And we hold that in a humble way. That's why I respect you a great deal.
Likewise.
You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't about what you're saying, and it's all about how you move. You know what I mean? You could be able to pick that trillness from somebody that's how they move.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? So a lot of vocal people are saying they trill, real, and all that, but it's just how you move, man. So
it's gonna show.
It's gonna show. Tell them Twitter, anywhere they can get social.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter at The Real Edie Dom. I'm on Instagram at Edie Dom. You know what I'm saying? And that's really about it. That's the best place to find me. You know what I mean? Like I said, you can keep up with me through my website, o-4-l.com. I'm finna shut down my Facebook page. I'm tired of Facebook, so just Twitter and Instagram right now.
Make sure you check me out on Pezo Django, man. That's without the D, man. So that's what it is. Streets is watching. We just brought you a classic right here, man, with the one and only. This hip hop royalty right here, and he's breaking everything down. So holla at y'all, man. Streets is watching. Gone.
You already know.